Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, in this video, we want to take a look at the current wave structure, talk about the risks in the market. We definitely see some euphoria, and I've posted some articles today, put some posts out for our members on Discord about where this bull market could end, when I think it might end. This is all subject to change, but if you're interested in this kind of additional information, which is, all in writing, you get additional updates about that. I will tell you when I think this bull market finishes, probably before anywhere else. Then feel free to check out our memberships. You can find the link in the description. This is just interesting and important. We haven't reached it yet, I can tell you that, but I think we're getting close. Obviously, I've already put here bull market top with a question mark, but it's important to understand the ins and outs, which goes beyond the scope of these videos. However, what I wanted to highlight is that this move up from a structural point of view is unchanged. We just see some wild upside extensions. So again, we're now entering my target range that I've been highlighting for a while, which is the 90,000 plus range that we expected this move to reach. I posted that again, just to show you. These are sort of the written updates you get as a gold member. Highlighted it a couple of weeks ago. Just a reminder that as long as Bitcoin is holding above 53,100, which was one of the key support levels at the time, I assume that Bitcoin started the move up to 90,000 plus. So this is sort of the stuff that you get in addition to the video updates and all sorts of things as a member. Important is that this is unfolding nicely, right? This is unchanged. However, the microstructures are just extending wild, in a very wild way. And I'm just saying that because when we focus on the micro alone, people lose sight of the big picture. And this is so important. This has become so important in this fifth wave to the upside. And therefore, a couple of weeks ago, I started to focus more and more on the long-term charts. First of all, because the altcoins are starting to move more significantly. So it's important to not be so focused on the micro, because it doesn't make any sense, okay? You're basically not bullish enough if you're focusing only on the micro. That's why I tend to zoom out also on the Bitcoin chart every single day and show you my targets and where things could be going. But it's important to understand that this idea of a bull market top sort of around 100K, so 90,000 plus, I think around 100K. Today I posted like we've got some confluence in that area, 100K. The next key level is around 130K. Definitely can get there, but it doesn't need to take much longer, right? I mean, you see how quickly we moved from that roundabout 50K area to where we are now. And we are approaching the next key inflection point. And this is so important to understand, because we are moving up in the same structure, it's just extending. This is euphoria and FOMO is kicking in, and this typically ends bull markets. Now, I'm not telling you that we have already topped, but I've been highlighting for the last 3 to 4 months or so that we are likely in the late stages of the bull market. And my current stance is that this current rally is sort of the last rally in this bull market, the last larger wave. It's the fifth wave of a larger cycle. And the main question is, if this move up, which is currently only a 3-wave move, once this forms 5 waves, is this the bull market top? I can't give you the answer now because it depends on how far it extends, but there is definitely the likelihood it will reach 100K in the 5th wave, maybe even higher. And if it's doing that, there is a likelihood that the bull market tops here. Now you might say, but the momentum is so high, the volume is so high and everything. There is much more to it, right? I'm just telling you what I see in the charts. I will, of course, keep an open mind to alternative structures, but once we have a top in place here, I will make a call to say, okay, it's quite likely we've topped in the bull market, or we might get a 1-2 setup and extend even higher. But the higher we go more directly, the more aggressive this move up is and continues to be, the more likely it is that the bull market will top. Now, I know there's all sorts of questions around, what are the altcoins going to do, but this is Bitcoin. So I've been highlighting, been talking about the altcoins a lot. And once Bitcoin tops in the bull market, the altcoins will top as well, most of them generally. However, this is not as simple as that because, you know, there's just so much more to it, which goes beyond the scope of this video. But I can tell you that the altcoins still have enough time, potentially, to rally. For example, there should at some point be a wave 4, maybe another wave 5, and maybe another wave 4 and 5. And that wave 4 could again take some time, in which the altcoins could you know, move up more and so on. But we're pretty much entering my target range. This is not yet, I mean, this was the target range I communicated like two to 3 weeks ago, like 90K plus to 131K. This is a band where the bull market could top. Now there are additional levels that we can look at in the coming days and weeks, and I'm not expecting this to be tomorrow, but you all know how quickly things can change in crypto. And I know people are talking about, like, I don't know how it's called, like the banana zone and something, like irresponsible calls for 500,000. Well, look, I'm all up for that, but from a risk management point of view, that's just not the most likely scenario, right? And yeah, I mean, there are possibilities for further upside extensions, but people have the tendency to look for the most bullish scenario. Whereas if you're investing and trading, that's not going to take you very far, right? You want to be there for the high probability move, and then you want to decrease risk when it's appropriate to do so. And this picture will become much clearer in the coming days and weeks probably, and we can be more precise where it will top this structure. And for now, you know, I'm still watching, anticipating another wave 4 and another wave 5, possibly another wave 4 and another wave 5. And that can take us to 100K, maybe even higher. Okay, but for now, I can tell you that the next key fib level here that we're tracking is 90,680 and then 94K. And I will continue to update the micro structures as well. But at the moment in this video, this is just moving too fast. So I'll put some updates out for our gold members. If you're interested in that, check it out. But it doesn't make sense in these videos at the moment while Bitcoin is moving that much to focus on the micro, because it just moves up a little bit more, and I can just give you the next level and the next level and the next level. It just doesn't make any sense. When there are movements like these, it makes sense to zoom out. And we had great setups in recent weeks. The last one I communicated was, I believe it was this one on the 10th of October. There was a setup that I communicated even on our Discord servers as clear, let's say, I don't want to say recommendation for trade, but it wasn't a trade idea, which if someone got positioned there, would have taken you very far, right? And these are sort of the ideas I present. And people asked me today, what to do now, But the thing is, if you don't get positioned before a third wave, which was expected, this third wave, then it is difficult to give any guidance, right? Because it's just not low risk anymore. Okay, it is low risk in pullbacks, but these boxes need to be used, right? That's why they're on the chart. Now, do they always get touched? No, right? But when they are, they can be opportunities. So I continue to give you updates about Bitcoin, but please understand things are moving very, very quickly at the moment, and there are many charts to update, and it's not doing anything that would invalidate the current structure or anything. So it's still following the roadmap, but it's just extending in crazy ways, right? And all I want to say is that euphoria ends bull markets. Now, I know many of you won't agree with that, but that's always the case, right? That's part of the sentiment, right? That's part of the sentiment. It's people won't believe that we get close to the end of a bull market. They can't believe it. But I couldn't believe it 2021. All right, I'm just saying. So there are some who are willing to listen, and I'm not calling a top yet, and I won't call a top until we get clear evidence. But I'm calling we're entering a high risk area. So until now, trading Bitcoin and analyzing Bitcoin was quite straightforward, because the primary wave count suggested further upside. We were watching for 5 waves up, but now, why is the risk high? Because we now have the 5 waves up. All right. So down here, at some point, we were, I think it was early 2023, we were highlighting the bull market is starting. And it's all on YouTube. And there were setups along the way. We were looking at a third wave. This year was a fourth wave. That was also the primary scenario. Okay, one more low or not, doesn't matter. The idea was it's a fourth wave. And then at some point, like a few weeks ago, I highlighted to you, we are on our way to 90 to 100K, you know, or 90K plus, let's call it like that. And now we have fulfilled the wave count. Now, not in the smaller structures. So again, the smaller structures still allow for 4-5 patterns, 4-5 patterns. Therefore, I'm still looking for higher. And these wave 4 structures will probably lead to consolidation periods. And people ask me, you know, are further extensions possible? Look, anything is possible, right? Which is why we just go with the trend. But we're entering just high risk areas. That's, I think, the main message. And whether it's time to sell or not, I'm going to start to take profits very, very shortly. These trades, messages are communicated also on Discord. So again, if you're interested in that, check it out. But I will communicate that because it's time to start to take some risk off, at least for me. But am I going to sell everything? No, you know, I'm going to follow a very wise approach of scaling out, keeping a core position in, you know, to participate in further gains. And if there are pullbacks, I'm going to add again with a tight stop probably. So that's the way I prepare, plan to do it. So yeah, again, that's my thought around, or these are my thoughts around the current structure. In addition to that, maybe one final look at Bitcoin dominance, which is pushing. And again, also here, we completed this ABC pullback. After a 3-wave move, we typically expect a bounce. It reacted also to the Fibonacci target area here, which I can now remove from the chart. Now, this could be a B wave, or we might be in the final move up in this 5th wave here, right? So we hit support, and we could either form an ABC structure here and then go up, or we go up more directly. So one more high is expected anyway, but it's possible we form a wider wave 4, which is sort of still what I'm watching for, because this wave 4 was again quite small, but it hit support, so technically it's possible it's already turning around. But yeah, overall also here, it did react to the Fibonacci levels, and I'd say any sustained break above the 60.9% level would indicate we're in the final move up. That's at least also my current understanding. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.